Yep. Right. Thank you for being here today. So while we put up the site, right. The topic today we're supposed to be talking about how to be a pie-shaped talent. Okay. Thank you for being here. We'd like to start off the session by asking a question. Now, how close are we to our future? Right. When we talk about how close are we to the future, we will also like to ask, are we equipped with the right skill set? Okay. So if you actually look at some of the industry out there, for example, transport, the CES is a very famous exhibition in US, and in year 2017, their envision, right, for Toyota, they vision that in year 2030, they will have our first driverless car, and that is 2030 is their vision. And today, if you go to NUS campus, you're going to see these vehicles going around. It is already a driverless van. All right, it's been test drive in our NUS campus without a driver. Okay, that has happened, right? And if we talk about the banking finance industry, we're talking about an article sharing with us that the bankers has underestimated the impact of fintech. With all the e-payment coming on board, today MAS has already issued 5 digital banking licenses. That actually makes our physical banks very, very concerned. Okay. And we talk about education. If you have been watching the education space, the coding classes are rolled out in primary school, right? And with all the coding camp, right, over the school holiday, the primary school kids are picking up coding. Okay. In the healthcare world, in fact, there was very revolutionary changes over there when surgical robots. I think if we have friends who has been in hospital itself, keyhole robotic surgery is not something new anymore. It is in fact by default a surgery that we will opt for. Okay, that's in healthcare area. And in the social, and I have to say, if you have time, you must watch this TED Talk. I was so impressed by the speaker. All right. She is somebody who has hacked a dating portal. What happened is that she built a fictitious character of her ideal life partner, and she see which girls are attracted to this male creature that she has created, and then she knows who are her competitor, and then she can pitch against this competitor. And at the end of the talk, you realize that she successfully married her Mr. Right through her way she hacked her data, right? So there's something interesting to watch, and that's social. Okay, even finding your life partner can be digitalized and very successful. Now, if all else fail, you can be like the Japanese man who married Hitsune Miku, which I think is a nice idea too, all right? At least she won't talk back. Okay, so how close are we to our future, right? For a long time, people have been dragging their feet. As we can show you all the stories that I've shown you just now, we have been trying to be very, very careful when we go to digital transformation. But see what happened in the past 1 year, COVID-19 has fast forwarded all the changes. Today, we have a robot running in Bishan Park. We have a robotic COVID tester. We have medicines deliver, food delivered to our patient using robot in Alexandra Hospital. We walk around, we check in, check out. The senior folks get to have a token, right? And in the next 1 month, we need to have a token before we can even go for a show. So COVID-19 has definitely moved things a lot faster, right? And you probably have heard our minister saying that there's probably no turning back, right? So what does it mean to me as an individual? Or more importantly, in the job market, what does it mean to me when I want to compete for a job? Right? Where every industry is transforming digitally, right? So what does it mean to me as a job hunting person, all right? I want to look for a job. So let's look at the definition of WE Forum when they talk about a digital talent. They're talking about combining business skills with good technological knowledge. And we're talking about an economic forum making that definition. You'll be surprised how much emphasis they place on technological knowledge. Okay? And from what we look at it, okay, a good business skills and technological knowledge could possibly only form a T-shaped talent, right? A horizontal bar and a vertical bar, right? And I think in Singapore, at least definitely in Singapore, our breadth of knowledge has been given to us in terms of our pre-U knowledges. All right, our knowledge in our primary school, secondary school, pre-university has given us the breadth of knowledge. And when we go join a university, we choose a discipline that we would like to focus on. For a degree, for example, for a master, we are going into the depth of a particular field that we are interested in, and they make us the domain expertise. But today, if you look at the digital talent out there, we're talking about cross-disciplinary experts as well, right? Which form a pie-shaped talent, not just a T-shape, a pie shape. So we're looking for a secondary depth of knowledge, which is cross-disciplinary. And most of us will think, all right, so I'm a domain expert in accountancy, I'm a domain expert in civil engineering. What should I go for a second discipline to make sure that I have a good opportunity in the current job market? Okay, so let's take a look at a sample job advert that I've taken from Jobs TV. All right, this is from a company. I'm not going to say which company, but this company is looking for a communication manager. Now, if we know what the discipline it is in the university level, we probably be looking at a mass comm degree. Someone with a mass comm degree, with marketing degree, knows about direct marketing, digital campaign, and so on and so forth. All right, a good communication skills and so that. So let's look at what they are expecting, right? Developing a message in-house to ensure coherent, consistent tone, planning and executing content development, and so on and so forth. Okay, and when you actually look at all this breakdown, so if I want to apply for this job, how do I impress my employer? Or rather, how do I impress this company so that they will give me this job? So if I go there and I say that, oh, I'm a mass comm graduate, I know how to do marketing, I know how to do sales. Well, there are many other mass comm graduates out there. What makes me the unique person that they should hire? So in the interview, I should be impressing them about when you talk about message, right? Who is it for? Who are your customer? You can't just do a consistent message throughout all your customer. Do you understand your customer? How do you segment your customer? There you talk about customer analytics. Do you cluster them by their spending power, the recency, frequency, monetary value that they're going to put in, right? Behavioral analysis. Do you actually look at how they browse our website? Which product they go back several times just to read the detail? How long did they hover on their page? That means how much attention they're giving to our product, right? So there's web browsing behavior that will give me insight to my customer. Do you understand what's happening out there in the social media? Sentiment mining, sentiment analysis. What messages has been going on out there that they talk about my company? So that when I address messages to my potential customer out there, I know who are we talking about. So when I'm addressing the capability of messaging, first I talk about customer segmentation using analytics, understand the market using sentiment mining, right? Then I talk about how to get the data, from where I'm going to get all this data, how I'm going to prepare the data. Once I get hold of all this data, how do I present it in a storytelling way to my management so that it makes sense? How do I visualize it? What kind of chart, what kind of trend, what kind of visualization tool I should be using to make an impact, to let my management see the message I'm going to bring to my management. Okay. So at the end of the day, when we talk about data, we can't run away from extracting and cleaning the data using all the programming tools out there, Python, SQL, relational database. When I got hold of the data, I need to do customer segmentation, clustering, logical regressions, which is all the analytic models that I need to know. And I need to code. I need to deliver them as a piece of solution to my management and not throwing them data, right? So I need to learn data visualizing tools like Python, R, all right? I probably need to come up with a dashboard so that the management can read a dashboard and make insightful decision based on the trend that I have planned and have extracted. How do I build a dashboard? I probably need to learn Python, Java, C Sharp to integrate into their current solution. All right. So if I go to a job interview and I say that I know how to craft a message, right? That's not going to cause an impact. They're not going to give me a job because every other mass comm graduate can probably say the same thing, right? But if I can tell them more how technology can help me craft the correct message to the right people, then maybe I have a chance. Okay? And they talk about planning and executing content, campaign, targeted tactical marketing campaign. Now, the key question most people out there is, right, you launch a campaign. Now, how effective is the campaign? Are you bringing in the right people? How do you catch hold of the leads? How do you follow up with the leads? How do you use those leads? Again, you need to have good tracking methods. You need to be able to count the customer head count. You need to be able to correlate the number of impression you made out there to the actual sales. Do you convert those impressions into sales? Do you actually get them to sign on to our product? Right? So at the end of the day, you will ask yourself, okay, when we talk about content, okay, because they talk about content development. So if this is a company, then my question in the interview to the interviewer would be, right, so what do you think is a company's content? Because today, content has morphed, has changed. It's no longer print. Content could be online, could be an e-banner, could be a microsite, could be a video cast like this. What we are going through right now is content. All right. So how do you reach out to your customer? What kind of messaging, what platform you'll be using? Right? And if it's a digital space platform, it's going to be very different from the usual print platform where we talk about circulation, how many people purchase my newspaper. It's a totally different way of measurement. We're talking about followers. We're talking about likes. We're talking about forwarding. How many messages are being forwarded to who, right? And not just how many printed magazine has been circulated. It's a totally different way of metrics that you measure, right? So we need a system to measure, right? We need a system to manage the start and the closing of campaign. We need to have a time series analysis, right, in the analytic world, right, to correlate the issues of events, rounds of events to the kind of response we get on our website. So we know whether is our money well spent. All right. So with all the click-throughs and impression, you need people who can build you monitoring system, who can help you build tracking system. From the monitoring, from the tracking, you need someone who can build you a recommender system. Now, some system that can tell the management, hey, look, this particular marketing channel is not going to create much leads. Right, it's going to bring you 10,000 leads, but not exactly many of them being converted to real customers. So it's not effective. Or rather, you should be going for another method. So the recommender system is something that could recommend which channel, which platform, which campaign. Do we have that? Right? So in the interview, if I can impress on the interviewer, that makes a difference between me and the rest of the mass comm graduates out there. Right? So I impress the job interviewer that I'm a digital talent in the communication marketing space. And if you actually look at the job advert itself, the last bullet was very interesting. They acknowledge that we need to stay up to date with the technology and innovation. The technology and innovation is big words. Now, what kind of technology? What kind of innovation? That is up to us, right? As a digital talent, we need to be able to choose the right technology for the right space, right? So that's a marketing sales kind of job. Now, if you think that it only happens in a mass comm communication marketing world, then we are very wrong. If you look at architect, this is another job advert that I've gotten. All right, this is the architect job role. They're talking about managing client. They're talking about conceptualization of design, carrying out feasibility studies, submissions and constructions of drawings. Now let's switch mode. Look at our government, digital government. We're talking about building a twinning cities. We're building a digital twin of Singapore. SLA is launching a 3D Singapore sandbox, which means that if I'm an architect, our conceptual design and feasibility study will no longer be a tabletop exercise, drawings on paper. Our conceptualized design and feasibility study, in fact, will be carried out in a digital twin model. Before I actually built the building physically, I built a digital form so that I can do the zero energy analysis. I can do the wind flow kind of simulations. I can even estimate the power, where are the cables, and so on. And that would fit really well into our government's digital twin kind of concept. Today, we are already trying to build a digital twin of our train, right? So to better understand our transport, okay? In the healthcare, all right, here's a health, safety, security, and environment officer. This is another job that I've gotten, all right? And they're talking about raising safety awareness, improve safe work practices. Safe work practices. So, what can be the most safe way of carrying out your security work? Send a robot. Don't send a human being, right? So, if you think that it's going to be a COVID case, if you think that it's going to be a bomb, it's going to be a terrorist attack, instead of sending your human security guard, you send a robot. And it is already there in Changi Airport. Certis has already deployed their traffic cop at Changi Airport. Okay? So that's the thing. It's a revolutionary change in mindset. Okay? If you talk about talent management, okay, here's another job role that I've gotten. They're talking about talent management as a manager. This person is a HR person, all right? They talk about how you hire the right people, how do you train them, how to retain them, how to manage your corporate talent, all right? How to plan learning roadmap. But do you know that HR analytic is the in thing right now? Because by the behavior of your employee, the kind of leave they take, the number of MC they take, all right, their turnout rate in their meetings, their contribution, the kind of email they send, the number of email they send, we can in fact predict the patterns, and you can tell when this person is going to resign. Now, if this person has been clearing his leave and not been very participating, not replying to email, no, the pattern can probably tell you, say, you need to watch out for this talent. Now, if you really want to keep him, you might want to take a look at what's actually happening to him. All right. So, based on the attributes of your star performer in your company, what is their characteristic? What are their views? What are their attributes? What are their attitude? From there, you can plan your next hire so that you know that you're hiring the right type of people. Okay. So in HR analytics, it really helps to give you a lot of insight so that it helps the talent management manager. Right? And out there, if you actually look at the LinkedIn, LinkedIn is also updating their recruitment algorithm so that they have a better job response rate. So just like the lady who hacked the dating platform, so if I am a recruiter and I'm posting my job, I would want to hack. I do not let LinkedIn hear this, right? But I would like to hack the way LinkedIn match my job to a potential job seeker so that I always get the best job seeker out there before my competitor get them. I would like to know how LinkedIn do their matching so that when I post a job advert, I can make sure that it will always be showed up in all the right people's, search job page. That's what we call the new talent management manager, right? Very different from the traditional HR field. Okay. So having seen through so many landscapes, you see an architect, you see an HR manager, you see a marketing person, you see a security person. What is your dream job? What kind of job are you looking for? When you actually goes to JobDB, Job Streets, when you see a job advertised there, which is what we have shown you some of the examples, how are you going to appear in front of the interviewer and let them know that you are unique, you are different from the rest of the job seeker? You have insight, you know how to use technology, you know what technology to use, what you can do to help the company transform. So before you actually write a job application, before you write a resume, you probably want to look at the job description and think deeply, how are you going to disrupt the existing business model? Are there ways to re-engineer the process? What kind of data this company is having? Are you going to help them monetize the data? Help them find the right data, curate the accurate data, right? How are you going to use technology so that it can make better recommendations, improve their workflow, right? So you bring forth enough meaningful insights to the interviewer so that you can wow the interviewer and so that you stand out from the rest of the job seeker. That will make you different. That will make you unique and increase the rates of being your success rate of being hired by the employer, right? So before you actually write to a company for a job that they advertise, think think about the industry they are in. Right? So for the longest time ever, this is what we know. We've been taught that way, right? In schools, we've been taught whether you are in HR, you are healthcare, you're in logistics, you're in banking or finance, all right? Any other industry, we need to complement with soft skills that we know, right? We need to be able to communicate well. We need to be able to write well. We need to have good email and etiquette, all right? When we write email, how we should write. When we talk to people, how do we engage with people, all right? How do we seek collaboration, teamwork? Now, we have been told teamwork is important. And then we've been told that critical thinking is important. We need to have a problem-solving skills. We need to be able to solve problems. We need to think out of the box. Now, all this has been told to us, probably in secondary school onwards, right? We're not, these are not alien ideas to us. But what we are trying to do now is to tell you, not only soft skill, not only critical thinking, you need to think in the train of thoughts where how are you going to transform your industry using technology? All right. How are you going to identify the business needs? How are you going to design the digital solution? Now, designing is not good enough, right? You need to be able to build and deliver the system and fine-tune the system so that it suits your needs. You can't just go to the company and say, right, I can design. Oh, build, I can't. All right, you need to outsource or you need to hire someone else. I do not know how to build. I only know how to design. That would not sound convincing. All right. Okay. So when you're talking about transforming your industry using technology, right? So being a pie-shaped person, right? Like somebody was asking here. So not only I have my domain expertise in one of the specific field. So if I am trained in human resource, that's my vertical bar of one depth, right? I complement it with the knowledge in technology. I know how to design digital solution. I need to build and deliver the design solution. Then it forms the digital talent that I will bring to the company. Okay, so if you ask me where to start, right? How do we start? Okay, so if I'm already in a company, maybe I'm already an HR manager, I'm already a salesperson, I'm already a security guard. How do I start? We start by the low hanging fruit. Okay, we pick the low hanging fruit, which is automation. Look around your work, look around your processes, look around your manual tasks, right? Anything that's inefficient, anything that creates bottleneck, right? Can I automate it? Make it less human intensive, right? For example, I have a manual inventory system. Can I introduce a smart warehouse technology? Can I use RFID to track my goods? Can I use barcode to scan my product IDs? All right. If we go to NTUC these days, even payment can be digitalized. We have our self checkout counter. There's automation. Okay. And to pick this low-lying fruit is not difficult. Okay, you talk about problem solving skill. That means when you look around, you can spot, right? You can spot manual tasks, you can spot inefficiency, you can spot bottleneck, right? How do you solve those bottleneck? You need workflow analysis skills, right? And the digital solution design that you're going to put in will resolve the bottleneck. And you need coding skills for sure because you need to deliver whatever digital solution that you design. So that's very simple. First step of transformation is automation. The easiest, the fastest, and the most rewarding, so to speak. Okay. And when you move on to the next phase where you're done with automation and you think your company is matured enough, you would want to move on to the next step, which is re-engineer, right? Re-engineer means that you are looking at the entire corporate processes, your entire business transaction. Are they obsolete processes? Are there processes that are redundant? You actually don't need those processes, right? Can you change them, right? Can you redesign your workflow? Can you do away with certain things? Which is what we are seeing right now. From a brick and mortar store, we changed to an online store with recommendation. Now, already, if you watch the news, there are many stores out there has given up their physical rental in the shopping mall. They have gone completely online, completely online. All right. So they are re-engineering their entire business model, right? Okay. So again, you need problem-solving skill. You need design thinking skills as well, because you need to think about how do I redo certain thing in an unconventional way, away from the traditional world, right? Finally, if you are at a C-suite, if you're a CEO, CIO, you're a senior personnel in a company, it is your ownership, right? You need to think your current business model, digitally transform your business model. You are reinventing your products, okay? How do you re-implant your products? Portals that used to be doing online sales may have done it so well that they may sell the entire portal to another company to sell some other products. Why not? Because my whole platform is so well designed that I can actually outsource and sell my platform to someone else who will benefit from it. Amazon is a good example, right? Amazon started out by selling books. Then they went on Amazon online to sell their books. Next thing you realize, Amazon is selling not just books, any other thing. Okay? And on top of that, you will realize that Amazon has done such a great job in their portal that do all the selling and buying. They can they can now actually allow people to use their Amazon cloud to do whatever online transactions. So they have transformed. Their products are not just selling books. Their products are selling anything and everything, and they are even repackaging their platform into a solution, a cloud solution that people can subscribe to. So that's reinventing their products. Okay? So currently, if you are in the job, all right, if you're in a job, look around your current job role, right? How are you going to automate? How are you going to re-engineer? How are you going to digitally transform your business? Now we all know, right, in the process of automation, re-engineer, digital transform, some people's job role is going to go obsolete. Okay? It is quite cruel. It is cruel. It is sad, because through automation, through re-engineering, through digital transformation, certain job roles are going to go away. Certain job roles unavoidably is going to be obsolete. But you will realize new job roles will be created, new skill sets will be created. So if I am in a company right now, the most pressing need right now, what I need to do is I want to be the person who enable the change. I don't want the person who wake up next morning to realize that I am the victim of the change. That's my philosophy. All right. I want to be the one who make the change. I don't want to be the one who's being victimized by the change. All right. So here are some examples. All right. Some of these people has made their first move and their steps. All right. They have come from different field. Okay. And they actually take a step back to come for this course called the Graduate Diploma in System Analysis. It's a 1-year course. Okay. Xiao Chun is a applied math person, right? Her degree is in applied math. She was previously a operation manager. She probably went through the 3-step and looked around and didn't want to be replaced by automation and so on. She decided to take on this course. She's now a front-end developer in DBS Bank, building mobile app, the banking e-banking app that we are using. All right. Sean Sean is chemical engineer. All right. He's now a mobile developer in OCBC. Okay. Roy is interesting. Roy's degree is in electrical engineering. All right. So his original job was a systems engineer. Now he is the APEC lead in Zebra technology. Right. Zebra does a lot of IoT sensing. Okay. So he has transformed himself from a traditional electrical engineering person into a IoT lead in Tiger. Okay. So Mark Wee is another interesting character. He was previously an English teacher. All right. He realized the need to transform. He joined the Deep SA course. He's now a digital business analyst in GovTech. He's very passionate about transforming our government, right, in terms of the processes and all that. Okay. So we have a whole suite of alumni out there who has actually choose to transform themselves along with the digital transformation of their industry. Okay, Luke is from Masscom. He is with a local social media firm. All right, he's now the CTO there because social media has definitely gone from print to online. All right, so he's the CTO there. All right, and then we have, for example, Rosalind. Rosalind is political science. All right, but she's now an executive director in her current workplace, which is Pacific Century Consulting Firm. All right, all these people has taken the step to do the transformation. All right, so a short brief about what our course is about. It is a 6-month course where you go through the physical, rigorous online learning. Not online learning, physical classroom-based teaching. All right, we are online learning now because of COVID, but all along we have been classroom face-to-face teaching. Okay, so when we're talking about the courses and so on, we bring through our student into 3 rounds of training. All right, in terms of software engineering, we believe in agile sprints. I'm not sure if you have been reading about it. Okay, when you're talking about going through this digital sprint of preparing our student, the very first set of syllabus they go through is to build a system of record, which will be essential if you want to go digital automation. All right. We learned about C#, we learned about UX design. If you actually Google UX designer is in need right now in the market. All right. We learned about system analysis and design, which is problem solving using technology to do automation and so on. Okay. The next phase, right? The next phase is the designing and developing of system of engagement, which is talking about interaction with the user in a more engaging way, which is like building a banking app, for example. And in this round of training, we bring in Java, we bring in Spring Boot, we also bring in big data analytics where you can do sentiment mining and all that using Spring Cloud. Okay, so that is the different phase. And then we move on to the next phase, which is the system of insight, where you actually can incorporate ML with Python. That's where you really can build recommender system, plot trend, do HR analytic, for example, if you are in the HR world. All right. After the 6-month face-to-face training, there is a 1-month capstone where students can propose. And students have to propose. For example, they look around themselves and see what real-life problem they want to resolve, and they think technology can solve those problems. They propose, they design, they code, they deliver, and that's their 1-month capstone. And after that 1-month capstone, they will be out in the industry 5 months for their internship. All right. And that 5-month internship is going to get them hands-on experience. And some of our internship company includes the banks, DBS, OCBC. Today, I was just reading the news. Singapore is going advanced manufacturing. If you have been reading the news, Jurong is going to have a very big advanced manufacturing training site over there. We are working very closely with Simtech, with internship. Our student has been going to Infineon, has been going to SSMC. These are advanced manufacturing. Our student did internship in HP, where they built 3D printers, and our student helped them automate their manufacturing process when they're building 3D printer. So they are into some very exciting internship opportunity out there, and after which they get an NUS graduate diploma in system analysis. Now, why do we keep it to 1 year? We keep it to 1 year because we want to make sure that whoever comes by is with a non-IT degree. This will be their pivoting point. This will be the transformation so that they become a pie-shaped talent. Remember our two depth of knowledge? They could be from HR, you could be from civil engineering, you could be estate property agent. All right, that's possible. It could be a teachers, MOE teachers has come by our courses as well. Nurses has come by our courses, and they all went back to their discipline to do transformation, not just by designing. They can tell the company that I can build, I can design, I can solve problem, I can transform your businesses, and I can build the solution for you. Okay, so this is our aim. All right. So if you're interested in our course, this is the QR code you can scan. And if you have questions, we can now address your question. Okay. Right. So I'm looking at the set of questions. Oh, you have missed the first part. What is a pie-shaped talent? Okay. Um, Pie-shaped talent. You know, when we say pie, we're not talking about the PIE. We're talking about the math symbol pi, right? For the longest time, people are talking about T-shaped person. Okay. When we talk about a T-shaped person, we're talking about horizontal knowledge with one depth. So we could be a GCE A-level graduate, we have our breadth, we know in general all the knowledge needed, and then we choose a discipline that we go for our degree that is a T-shaped person. When we say pie-shaped person, we are now telling people that apart from the original domain that you are in, you need to complement it with the technology knowledge. Equally important. We're not saying that you should abandon your original domain and enter into IT. We're not saying that. We're telling you that in your original domain, you need to equip yourself with technology knowledge. You need to be able to relook at your current domain from a different perspective, from outside in using technology. How do you gain the insight? You can come for our course. From there, you can see the power of technology and you can apply onto your domain. Okay. The next question. Can we talk more about the slide on automation, re-engineering, and the digital transformation? I think you refer to this, right? Okay. Uh, this is something that I put up thinking that it helps to pace people into the digital transformed world, right? Because if I'm a layman, I do not know IT, all right? I'm a manufacturing manager. I'm a security person, all right? I'm a HR manager. How do I start? So I'm going to start with something feasible, all right? I'm going to start with something that is realistic. Let's look around my job right now. Is there anything that I can automate? Is there anything that is too manual? A report that takes too long to generate, a process that takes too many levels of approval, too much paperwork, too much error because of data entry, right? This particular solution is not good because it has got gaps in the processes that it doesn't support, right? So can I automate it? Can I change a little bit of my work processes so that I gain automation, right? Once I'm comfortable with it, I feel the, the, the excitement about automating my work, I can then start looking at re-engineering. Okay, I can start talking to my middle management and we can talk to them about, well, some of the processes are obsolete. Can we change it? Can we re-engineer? Can we do business process re-engineering, BPR? Can we transform certain things? Can we, in fact, remove some of the processes and replace it with something digital, right? That's the next step. And if you are at the level where you're making decisions for your company, probably now is the time to rethink your business model. Okay? Rethink your product. You may be looking at your old conventional product and your mind can be boxed in by your by your traditional product. There may be other ways to open up your revenues. There may be other kinds of products that you can actually, look at as a business. Okay, so this is a three phase that I would like to share to sort of slowly bring us into the digital transformation field. All right. The next question, what is the entry requirement to the program? Now, this is a NUS graduate diploma, all right? So which means that we were only taking students with a degree, right? We like students from all domain. In fact, if you come to us and say that you have a degree in computer science, we will most likely reject you, all right? Why? Because our graduates are a typical multidisciplinary talent, right? We love to have people from other industry, people who has HR experience, people who has been a teacher, people who has been a nurse. We have taken property agents, right? They decided that with all the property guru out there, they might be out of job, all right? So instead of being out of job, they decided to join our course and build the next property guru and compete, all right? That's their dream, all right? We brought in architect, all right, who feels that he wants to build a portal, who can actually allow people to architect their own home, architect their house, and then come up with costings, link up with suppliers. That's his dream. So what is the entry requirement? You must have a degree. It can be degree in any field. And in fact, we like people with degree from any other discipline other than IT. All right. Um, do I need to process technical skill to enroll? My answer is no. Right? We are bringing people with no programming background. What we like about them is that they are aware of their domain. They come with their specific business knowledge. They are hungry to transform their businesses. Right? That's the kind of people we look for. We don't need you to have programming backgrounds. That we can give you. All right? Oh, okay. Oh dear, you have tried and the entrance test is too tough, right? Um, Mm, I would like to get into something like tech program, like digital marketing, for example. Um, I think PCP has digital marketing. All right. Uh, I shouldn't be saying this, but Google has a PCP that is really good. My marketing people will kill me for saying that, but Google Google has a good analytic program which is PCP, but I think it's close. I think its competition very strong. Okay. You have tried our entrance test many times, but I hope you can try again. All right. Oh, a tip for those who want to try our entrance test. Our entrance test, you have to think fast and answer fast. Time is critical. Mm, right? And for the math section, I can share with you, there is no need to really calculate the answer. If you can work on the logic itself, you will find that there's only one possible answer because there could be one decimal point, the last digit could be 3, for example. You know which is the answer. There's no need to complete the entire math question just to get the answer. I hope that tips helps you to pass your entrance test. All right. Yes, I agree. Our entrance test is not easy because this course is not easy. All right. It is not easy. Okay. Next question, right? Assume we need to have a basic degree in order to go for this grade tip. Yes, you need to have a degree. All right. We are, after all, a NUS grad dip program. All right. It's a graduate diploma. So we need our applicants to have a degree. Yes. Do you think there's an age limit to acquire such knowledge? A lot of PMAT claim they're too old to learn. No, honestly, I've seen some very senior folks who went through our program. I think the critical thing about the candidate that we look for is how passionate they are. Okay, uh, our class is interesting. We have the people from different age group. All right, I would like to say that those who are a little bit more senior in age, they provide us stability to our student because there will be a lot of youngsters who get distracted because of team problem. They get distracted with stress and they couldn't handle conflicts and so on and so forth. And in fact, it is our more senior student that give them mentoring that actually brings stability into the team. All right. Ended up they became good pal. Right. There's a big age gap between these people, but They actually come out from the course, became good friends, and they look upon these senior folks as mentor to their life as well. So I think the senior guys, in terms of age group, they have a lot to bring into this course. So I don't think it's too old. Never is too old. All right, nothing is too old. Okay. You mentioned that this is a pivotal moment. I have built my experience in sales, distributing product. How is this relevant to me? Now, especially so if you're saying that you are in sales and distribution, all right, the entire supply chain has transformed. And I believe you know better than me. You must have seen it happen in your workspace, all right? The traditional way of selling, the traditional way of distributing of products and so on has definitely changed overnight. And COVID has, increased the pace. Okay, I can tell you many of the car showroom these days are not selling their cars through their showroom traditional trying out of cars. Okay, we see many of the car distributors hiring programmers, and we were very tickled by it. Actually, we were like, oh, okay, car distributors hiring programmers because they suddenly realized the importance of their website. They actually are selling their cars through website, not through showrooms. Okay, so it's definitely a transforming moment for all industry. All right. Next question. I've worked on a tech startup where building a solution is a team effort, UX front end. Yes, you're right. 6 months is enough for someone without. Okay. Um, See, when we actually looking at our curriculum, all right, I'd like to share my curriculum here. You realize that we are giving you a suite of solutions out there to help our students get jobs. Okay, .NET is definitely one development platform that some of the companies are using. Okay, SQL, if you go and Google out there, SQL is a must-have skills. Even if you want to be a data scientist, you'll be surprised. To be trained in data scientist and data science, you need to know SQL as well because it is a programming language for you to pull up data from databases for further analysis. Okay, Java is another one that could land you in a good Java programmer job. The client-side front end, which is React.js, the mobile front end, which is Android. You are right in the sense that we are giving you a flavor in all, and it is going to be very intensive. All right. It sounds too ambitious, but this is our number 52 intake. We have successfully graduated many students over this period of time from first intake to 52 intake. We know the right formula. Okay. Most of our students, when they graduate from our course, we will tell them and they will realize that, of course, they're not going to find jobs in all. Some of them tells me that they love Java, they hate Python. All right. So they're going to apply for a Java programmer, backend developer. I say, fine, if that's your passion. There's some people, for example, Sean just now, when we look at some of his background, Sean loves front end and he only likes to build mobile native app. So he's with OCBC building Android app. And we say, fine, if that's your passion. Okay, so exactly which field you eventually will go in. You could be a front-end developer, you could be a database administrator, you could be a UX designer. It is for you to decide how you want to hone in your skill set. We give you enough for you to have a taste of all so that you can actually choose and make a decision where you want to focus on. All right. I don't think it's too ambitious, but I need to tell all of you, it is a tough course. Actually, if you go and Google out there, there's a lot of discussion out there. They will all say that this is a tough course, but no pain, no gain, right? Okay. The next question. Appreciate your advice if proposal on automation is faced with resistance from management. If you're talking about 2 years ago, yes, they can resist, right? They can be slow in reaction, they can resist, the management don't think it's necessary. But today, with COVID, the push is so strong. The competition is out there so strong. Very soon, the management realize if they do not respond to automation, they're going to lose their market. All right? They will see revenue lost, honestly. So they will have to wake up to that call. Okay. Um, if really you have a management that is very resistant to the change, maybe you can show them examples. Maybe you can show them what your competitors are doing out there. Tell them that if we are not on par with our competitors who are already doing it, we're going to lose our revenue. We're going to lose a market, right? So tell them that it's not just your wish and fancy you want to play with automation. Tell them that it's going to cause a dent, it's going to cause an impact on their revenue. We're talking about sales here. We're not talking about my own hobby, all right? So try to impress on them what your other competitors are doing and show them case studies of their success. All right. Or you can ask your management to come and attend our ISS courses. Lah. We have a lot of CIO suite courses to change your management's mindset. Okay, you can help them sign on to our digital transformation short courses. We do that a lot. We talk to management a lot because we believe that transformation has to be top down. Okay. The next question. The course seems to be very comprehensive, but what if I want to focus on just front end development? The cost seems to be excessive for a front-end developer. Would you still recommend? Okay. Right. My opinion, right? My opinion. If you really want to be able to digitally transform, to be able to build digital solution, I can't just learn front end alone just to be a front end developer. I actually need to know what's happening in the back end so that when I focus to be a front end developer, the codes that I've written for the mobile client, for the web client, can interact with the backend. I can call the right APIs. I know how to call the APIs and so on. So I can't just say that I don't want to learn about backend. I don't want to know anything about it because I like front end only. That wouldn't work. All right. We need to have a complete picture. We need to understand what is database. We need to understand what is the challenges we face in the backend, how backend solution can be designed to complement the front end. We see it as a one whole big picture and not just silos. It won't work by silos. The whole thing must be orchestra together, especially if you are talking about uh, microservices on cloud platform. For those of you who has been reading up on technology, you know that cloud solution is the way to go. And when we talk about cloud solution, we're talking about putting our codes in container, in microservices. Your client, whatever front end that you develop, has to be able to be in sync with the back end with the cloud solution. So you can't say that I don't want to learn the behind, we don't want to learn the cloud because I only want to learn the client, right? It won't help. All right. So next question. Is this a full-time program? Yes, it is a full-time program. Must I do the internship? You must do the internship in order to get the graduate diploma certificate. Of course, after the first three, if you decided that is enough for you and you want to withdraw, the school will not stop you, but you don't you don't fulfill NUS requirement in terms of the modular credit and so on, right? So we would want to let you go through the internship because that is the whole gist, right? You want to actually expose. Yes, you can do it within your organization. Okay. So for some of our students, they take more pay leave, all right? 7 months of no paid leave, the 5 months of internship to go back to the company and build digital solution for them. To us, it is a transfer, it is an internship. All right. We'll just have to make sure that you are really doing real coding, you are really building solution, and the work done is substantial enough to be graded as part of the NUS examination system. Okay. In fact, we think it's a good idea to go back to your organization for your internship because that really shows that whatever you learn can apply back into your domain. Uh, there is no part-time option for now, mainly because lecturers really want the student to be with us so that we can run alongside with you every day. Okay, it is a very intensive program. We really want you to be with us every day. It's very, very intensive. Okay, we can do a part-time option, which would mean that only 2 evening and a Saturday. We think that you will be distracted by your work. The lecturer will not get your full attention. The learning experience will not be as intensive, right? So we are not giving a part-time option for now. It is a full-time program. Don't we need to have an IT knowledge? No, you don't need an IT knowledge, all right? It is a very technical program, you're right. So before you apply, for all of you out there, you need to try out some coding so that you can ask yourself, do I really like this kind of job? All right. You can sign on to a Coursera. You can sign on to some of those MIT, Harvard first module 101 on computer science. You can go to Code Academy and sign up a Python short course that's free online. Just try it out. Just try it out and see if it's your cup of tea. All right. You need to experience it to be able to tell yourself, is this something what I would like to do? Okay. Um, this is a full-time program. Yes, you will have to quit your job. But like I said, some students figure out a way with the current employer by getting a 7-month no pay leave. All right. They get a 7-month no pay leave with the promise that they will do their internship back in their company, building digital solutions for their company. And it turned out very well, right? They are only away for 7 months. Okay. Is this course heavy on coding? Yes. Right. This course is very heavy on coding. A lot on design as well, but a lot of coding content. We believe that we can't go out and shout digital transformation without knowing how to build them. Okay. It's as good as me as a chef, but actually I don't know how to cook. I can only give instruction. I can read recipe to you, but I can't cook. That will make sense. Okay. So to us, hands-on is very important. You really need to know how to build so that when you sell the idea, when you pitch your idea to your management, it will sound convincing and they will trust you because not only I can design, I can build. Now, even if we don't have a programming team in our company, we outsource, I know how to manage your vendor because I can read their codes. I know what are their codings about. All right. So coding skill is essential. Okay. What if diploma holder with more than 10 years experience, any chance of getting in? Okay, I need to say this. All right. If you are a diploma holder, we have to appeal to NUS for exception. We do not know what will be the outcome of the appeal. We can try, but we do not know will NUS accept. Because they will always say, right, there is always exception. So exception means that we have to put up your appeal to NUS for their approval. Okay, next one. How do we train for entrance? How do we train for entrance? There is a sample entrance test on our web page. If you QR code our page, right? Over there, you can go and try the entrance test as a sample. All right. How do you practice? There are a lot of IQ questions out there that could train your brain to think fast. There are also some GMAT that talks about mathematics, maybe. Um, yeah, other than that, I can't quite figure out how to be trained because ours is an aptitude test. It's not an entrance test. The difference between an entrance test and the aptitude test, right? Entrance test is domain specific. So I'm going to test you on cooking. So I will test you how to cook. But aptitude means that I'll test about your ability of reasoning. How good are you in reasoning? You can try out a lot of IQ questions like the Cheryl's birthday. Yeah, Cheryl's birthday kind of question. You can go and Google and train your thinking skills, how fast you can figure out answers to such questions. All right. Yeah, next question. The Google course is really good. Yeah, I think it's good too. You're doing it now. Right, you got in. That's congratulations. Am I allowed to tap on my credit? Yes, you can use your Skills Future credit for grad dip. Okay, for Grace, who is doing your Google course right now, you realize that you are using Google Analytics a lot. Okay, but if you look at our course, we're not talking about Google Analytics. All right, we're talking about building digital solution. Honestly, I think if you have finished your Google Analytics course, come to our grad dip, it will be a good complement. All right, it will complement your Google Analytics course a lot because Google Analytics is about using Google tool to do all your analytical analysis and all that, right? Marketing and all that. But that is one aspect of sales and marketing, right? There is another aspect which is building the entire solution platform, which is what our course will provide. Okay, next. I'm also an ex-recruiter. Does that mean the course is going to help people into tech area? Yes, it will help you get into the tech area. It depends on your original domain. All right. If you are already in the middle management and you're going back to your original domain, you can capitalize on your previous working experience and get a middle management level job with tech as a complement. But not guaranteed, but we say that there's always a chance, especially if you go back to your original domain and practice technology. Okay, we have nurses who went back to healthcare, joined one of the healthcare organization that built digital solution for hospital, and she got a middle level kind of position because of her healthcare background. Okay, she knows nursing, she knows hospital procedures and so on, and she knows tech, so that helps her. Okay, yeah, I'm a fine art graduate. Okay, I'm a fine art graduate with teaching background. We take in teachers, yes. Uh, hmm. You might want to come for our short course, which is Innovation Bootcamp. You can go to our website and look at the Innovation Bootcamp courses that will help you do digital transformation as first step. I think I'm being signaled that I'm going to finish in 2 minutes. So I see questions coming in. I suggest we can get hold of your question and I will reply through emails and so on if I didn't get to your question. Okay, if you have other questions, just keep bringing it in and I will answer them after this session. And I think our uh, uh, coordinator can help to reply later. All right.